Have you ever pondered the spiritual significance of your sexual urges? In the depth of our being, there exists a potent energy, a force that is often misunderstood and misdirected. This energy is sexual in nature, yet it transcends the physical realm, extending into the spiritual sphere of our existence. The intense urges that we feel, the magnetic pull towards sexual gratification, is not merely a biological impulse. It is far more profound, far more significant. This sexual energy is a powerful life force, a sacred essence that forms the very core of our spiritual existence. It is the fuel that drives our desires, our passions, our creative urges, but it is also a battlefield, a spiritual battleground where the forces of light and darkness vie for control. You see, these intense sexual urges are not random. They are not mere distractions or biological needs. Rather, they are part of a spiritual warfare, a deliberate attempt to distract us, to drain us, to delay us from reaching our ultimate spiritual potential. These temptations, these distractions are like arrows fired by unseen archers, aimed at weakening our spiritual armor, at impeding our personal ascension. They are deliberate attacks, intended to exploit our sacred energy, to feed on our life force, to prevent us from stepping into our true divine purpose and power. Yet there is a silver lining. These intense sexual urges, these temptations, are also a sign. They are a sign that we are close to a spiritual breakthrough, a sign that we are nearing the threshold of divine ascension. They are a final test, a final hurdle that we must overcome before we can unlock our divine potential. Understanding your sexual energy as a spiritual battleground is not about suppressing your desires or denying your biological needs. It is about recognizing the spiritual significance of these urges. It's about viewing them not as a failure or a mere temptation, but as a call to spiritual awakening, a call to mastery, a call to reclaim your sacred energy and step into your true divine purpose. Understanding your sexual energy as a spiritual battleground is the first step towards reclaiming your power. Sexual energy is not merely a biological impulse, but a spiritual battlefield. It's a statement that might seem strange at first, but allow me to explain. You see, this energy, this potent life force within us, is often manipulated by unseen forces. These forces, whatever name you may give them, are intent on distracting and delaying us from our spiritual journey. They exploit our desires and cravings, turning them into obstacles on our path to ascension. The sexual urges we experience, particularly those that seem intense and overwhelming, are not random. They are precise, targeted attacks designed to derail us from our spiritual course. They are the enemy's attempts to drain us of our sacred energy, to weaken our spiritual armor, and to delay our divine mission. But why, you might ask, are these attacks targeted at our sexual energy? The answer lies in the sheer power of this energy. It is a potent force, a sacred fire that burns within us. It is the creative energy that brings life into existence, the divine spark that connects us to the universe. It is this energy that the unseen forces covet, the energy they seek to drain and exploit. But remember, these temptations are not signs of failure or weakness. Instead, they are indicators that you are close to a spiritual breakthrough. They are the final tests before your ascension, the hurdles you must overcome to unlock your divine potential. These attacks increase in intensity as you grow more spiritually aware, as you get closer to your spiritual goals. Conquering these urges, mastering this energy, is the key to winning this spiritual warfare. It is about recognizing the sacredness of your sexual energy, about understanding its spiritual significance. It is about learning to control and transmute this energy, to turn it into a powerful tool for your spiritual growth. Recognizing the spiritual warfare at play in your sexual urges is a major key to overcoming them. So the next time you feel these intense urges, remember, it's not just a biological impulse. It's a spiritual battlefield, and you are the warrior. Harness your inner power, claim victory over your desires, and step into your true divine purpose. Your sexual energy is a sacred and potent force. Sexual energy, in its purest form, is a divine power that fuels creation. It is the life force that gives birth to ideas, inspiration, and even human life itself. But like every powerful force, it can be used for both constructive and destructive purposes. When we misuse or waste this precious energy, we weaken our spiritual armor. We drain ourselves of our vitality, our creativity, and our spiritual strength. We become susceptible to lower vibrations, distractions, and temptations. Our spiritual growth becomes stunted, and we struggle to ascend to higher levels of consciousness. Imagine your sexual energy as a wellspring of luminous golden light. Now, imagine that every time you misuse this energy through unaligned sexual release, you are allowing this light to leak out. Over time, the light becomes dimmer, your spiritual shield becomes weaker, and you lose connection with your divine purpose. On the other hand, when you revere and protect your sexual energy, it becomes a powerful tool for personal ascension. Instead of leaking out, the golden light within you grows brighter and stronger. It illuminates your path, guiding you towards your spiritual destiny. This energy, when harnessed properly, can be transmuted into higher forms of energy. It can be channeled into your spiritual practices, your creative endeavors, and your acts of service. It can fuel your passion, your purpose, and your power. The key is to recognize the sacredness of your sexual energy, to understand that it is not just a biological impulse, but a divine force that is intimately connected to your spiritual journey. To realize that each time you are tempted, you're being given a choice to squander your divine power or to protect and harness it for your spiritual growth. The path of spiritual ascension is not an easy one. It demands discipline, awareness, and mastery over oneself. But the rewards are immeasurable. For when you conquer your urges and transmute your sexual energy, you unlock divine power, protection, guidance, and transformation. Your sexual energy is a divine gift not to be squandered but revered and protected. The mastery over your sexual urges can unlock divine power and guidance. This statement is not just a hypothesis. It is a profound truth that has been echoed in various spiritual traditions and philosophies across the globe and throughout the ages. It's a recognition that our sexual energy is not something to be feared or suppressed, but rather something to be harnessed and transmuted for our spiritual elevation. So what exactly is this transmutation we speak of? Transmutation, in its most basic essence, is the process of changing or converting one form of energy into another. In the context of our discussion, it's about converting the raw, potent energy of our sexual desires into a higher form of spiritual energy. It's about transforming our baser instincts into a force that can elevate us to our highest spiritual potential. But how does one accomplish this feat of spiritual alchemy? It begins with self-control. Not the self-control born out of guilt or shame, but the self-control that arises from a place of understanding, respect, and reverence for the power that resides within us. It's about recognizing that our sexual energy is a sacred life force that has the potential to either create or destroy, depending on how we choose to wield it. Once we have mastered this self-control, the next step is to intentionally redirect this energy towards our spiritual goals. This could be anything from deepening our meditation practice, enhancing our creative abilities, or even manifesting our deepest desires. The key here is intentionality. It's about consciously choosing to use this energy in a way that aligns with our highest purpose and potential. As we begin to practice this art of transmutation, we may start to notice profound changes within ourselves. We may feel more connected to our divine source, experience greater clarity and guidance, and even start to unlock new levels of spiritual power and potential. This energy, once seen as a source of temptation and distraction, becomes a powerful ally in our spiritual journey, fueling our ascension and expansion. Transmuting your sexual energy is the key to stepping into your divine purpose and power. Harness it wisely and watch as your life transforms in ways you could never have imagined. It is time to awaken, reclaim your sacred energy, and step into your divine destiny. This journey, dear friends, is not for the faint of heart. It is a path tread by the brave, the seekers, the light-bearers. It is a path of inner transformation, a journey to the very core of your being. When you find yourself grappling with intense desires, it is not a sign of failure. Rather, it is an indicator that you stand on the precipice of a spiritual breakthrough. It is a call to arms, a signal that you are nearing the final test on your path to spiritual elevation. It is a testament to your progress, a sign that you are ready to ascend. The mastery over these urges, this sacred energy, is not just a battle. It is a rite of passage. It is the key that unlocks your spiritual potential, the catalyst that propels you onto the path of your divine destiny. It is the crucible in which your true self is forged, the stage where you reclaim your power and step into your divine purpose. But this is not a journey you must embark on alone. Remember, you are not the first to tread this path, nor will you be the last. Reach out to those who have walked before you, learn from their wisdom, draw strength from their experiences. They have faced the same trials, the same temptations, and emerged victorious. Their triumphs are testament to the power within you, the divine spark that can overcome any obstacle, any temptation. As you stand on the brink of this spiritual breakthrough, remember this: the battle is not against your desires, but against the forces that seek to misuse and exploit your sacred energy. Your essence is not the enemy, it is the prize. Your urges are not the challenge, they are the catalyst. The true enemy is distraction, the true test is discipline, and the true victory is self-mastery. The battle may be challenging, but the victory is yours to claim. Stand strong, chosen one, your divine destiny awaits.